Welcome to a new feature release by us at Zenler, Global Taxes. So earlier Zenler only handled EU VAT. Zenler could handle the EU VAT mess for you, i.e. to collect reports and pay EU VAT on behalf of you if you're based in the EU. But there was no way to handle taxes in other countries and states. So the US and Canada, for instance. And naturally, this was the #1 request on the taxes side from instructors in countries like US, Canada, UK and more. Moreover, in US and Canada, the state taxes are applicable, so it was key to be able to handle state taxes too seamlessly. Well, all of this changes today. So we are super excited to show you the new global taxes feature inside of Zenler. Zenler is the first ever course platform to support global tax management. So it's a big deal, guys. You know, Zenler again are pushing the frontier on all of this sort of stuff on your behalf. Introducing global taxes, a massive new feature on tax side. It removes dependency on stitching other cart platforms to be able to handle this, as this is now inbuilt into Zenler. So we can add country tax rates for any country. We can add state tax rates for US and Canada. Okay, so we have options to change country tax, state tax, or only state tax. And we have tax category selection for digital or physical services. So I'm going to jump straight into the platform now, and I'm going to show you this great new feature that we have released to you from us at Zenler. So let's jump into the platform now and have a look at it. Okay, so let's have a look at this brand new feature. So if you go into your site, go to tax, and in here we've got the new tax rates. So I'm just going to go through this little bit down here. So obviously you probably have it on, you're going to be responsible for it rather than Zenler report and pay the tax on your behalf. And also down here, this is really handy. We have this allows businesses to add VAT ID on the checkout page, and I know a lot of you have asked for that as well. So tax can be exempted if a VAT ID is submitted during the checkout, so that can be turned on and off there. Additional tax settings here, we can actually put the tax on top of the price. So we can have the price of the course, and then we can have the actual tax underneath it. We can also include it in the price, so you could include it as part of the price, and that way they would just pay for it and it would all be sorted out. So here is where we set up our new tax rates. One thing I want to point out to you, we have a state level tax option with the US and Canada. Okay, so you can go to state level. So in this case we're going to be using Canada, and we're going to pretend I'm in Quebec. Okay, so Quebec in Canada. So I'm using a VPN to simulate that I am actually in that country. So you'll see the changes because it will automatically pick up where you're from. So if you set up multiple ones, say from France, you've got a particular tax, you've got one from Germany and there's a particular tax, and obviously US and Canada. When those people log on, then that tax will be applied where they log in from. So the system will automatically flag where they're from based on them. So let's go and first of all set a new one up, and I can show you how it's working. So I'm going to set one up for the UK first of all. I'm going to come in here, I'm going to say 20%. I'm going to say it's UK. And here we have the option to actually check whether it's for a digital or physical product. So it will be applied if one or the other. So that's depending on your course, whether you've put it in digital or physical. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it on for both of those now, and I'm going to click save. So now I've set up my first one for here. So let's just kind of have a look at it now. So I'm based in the UK anyway, I can just show you how it's going to show in the course. Now to make things really easy, I've made the course price £10, so it's like £10. Okay, so it just makes it easy for us to see that 20% rate, which would be £2 on top, so it should be 12 in total. So here we go, we can see now the course, it's actually added that UK at 20% on there, and it's made it 12 in there. So okay, so now we've looked at that, and you've seen how that works. Now let's do it for Canada, because Canada, like US, has got sometimes state changes. So I'm going to go in here and just add a new tax rate for this. We're going to go to Canada, and if I type C on the keyboard, it's going to jump down to Canada here. So I'm going to put Canada, and we're going to say that's a tax rate of 20%, and put it in here. And I'm going to put it for both. You're going to notice down here we have another little button, and it's add state tax. So we can add a tax state, a different one based on the state. So I'm going to click in here, and I'm going to go down to Quebec down here, and I'm going to say, I'm just going to call this QUE, and this tax rate on top, I'm just going to put 5% here. So now we have another option here. So do we want to add to the country tax? So in essence, if the country tax rate and the Quebec tax rate there, this would make it 25%, okay, on top. So 20 plus 5% on top. But if you just want to use the state code, you can go in here and ignore the country tax. Now it will only be paying at the rate of 5%, and it will ignore this country rate. So you've done that. You can click here now, done, and it's gone in there, and you're going to notice that you can set them up. So you can set another one up for Alberta, for instance, in here. Let's call it Alb. And we could say, let's just, for instance, say 4% to there, and then ignore country tax and click OK. So now I've set 2 up. So because the system will understand where I'm from, it will pick up, because I'm going to be coming from Quebec in Canada, it's going to just apply 5% on my 10, okay, which would be 50p basically. So down here, if I was actually buying this in Alberta in Canada, it would automatically detect me and charge me 4%, if that makes sense to you. So let's just click save to that, and let's just do a test. So I'm going to jump into my VPN and change it to Canada, Quebec, and then we're going to see that it's actually applied that to it. Remember, there's 2 codes in there. Now remember, before I leave, I'm going to hit the update down there. Okay, let's jump into the site now in incognito, and I'll make sure that I'm in Canada, Quebec. So now I am logged into Canada here. You can see that I have now Quebec's come up here and 5%. You can just check my IP address here. You can see that I'm in Quebec, Canada, so as if I was buying it from there. So you can see how that works. It's really, really efficient. It will just pick up from where you're from, and you can then do it that way. So you can see it's added that 5%, but it hasn't added that 20% on there, because obviously inside here I ignored the country tax. Now if I turn that on, it would add 5 and 20 like that. So brand new feature, really easy to work, and you can set up all your different tax rates however you like. The same will apply for United States as well. If we go in there, you can see I can put a rate of something in there, and then of course I could add those states in there, and you can see we've got all those states in there. So you can do that for every country. You know, if you look through here, you're going to see that we have pretty much all the countries in there, and it should all work like a dream. So again, you know, it does automatically pick up from where you're from, so that particular tax rate. So this is really going to help you guys out. No having to use external things to get it all to work inside here. Now we've got it. Like we said, we are the first platform to have global tax management system built into the platform itself, and we really hope you enjoy it and make your life a bit easier. So a brand new feature from us at Zenler.